This experience happened a few years back. I was working for a financial company as a trainee, and we were trying to close a deal when this incident happened. My boss is part of a team working on a deal, which means I have to work late nights. After a long day in the office, I was so tired and ready to head home. I was reviewing some paperwork when a knock startled me. I didn't mean to scare you, but your boss just left and I'm doing my rounds. I was glad to see our security guard. Oh, thanks. I'll be out in 5 minutes. I was so ready to leave the office and head home. I gathered my things, locked my office, and headed down the parking area. As soon as I started my car, the refuel light lit up. Great, I said to myself. Instead of heading straight home, I have to do a stop at a gasoline station. I checked the time and it's around 10:30 p.m. I know I won't make it to my regular gas station as it is still a few miles down from where I am, and I don't know if I'm gonna reach there with my gasoline, so I plan to stop on the first gas station I will see. I drove for about 20 minutes and saw a gas station. It looked really sketchy. Two pump stations are wrapped with caution tapes, and it seems like there's only one pump working. I had no choice though but to pull over, or else I'll be sleeping in my car tonight. Not a very ideal situation after a long, tiring day. I parked in front of the only working pump, and as the gas started flowing, I noticed a little child sitting near the broken pump. She was crying and looked a little hungry. I tried to ignore her. The child started to cry louder and was murmuring something. Okay, fine, maybe at least check if she's okay, I thought to myself. As I approached her, I could now clearly hear what she was murmuring about. I tried to move closer so that I could hear what she was trying to say. I could hear that she's calling out for her mom. It broke my heart to see a child this late looking for her mom. Are you lost, sweetie? I asked. Yes, I was with my mom and got separated from her. I've been walking for hours, she replied. Yes, I am tired, but I can't let this child starve and freeze to death here tonight. I told her I will call for some help so we could get her home. Please don't call the police. My mom is strict and I could get in trouble. I wasn't sure why this didn't raise a red flag. Probably it's because I was too tired and just wanted to get home. Okay, do you know your address at least? I asked. Yes, that's where I was trying to head to, she replied. Okay, I'll just fill up and drop you home. I heard the gasoline attendant screaming, and I didn't notice that my tank was already full and the gasoline started to overflow. I'm so sorry, that's my car. Isn't it supposed to stop automatically when the tank gets full? I told the gasoline attendant. We don't have that kind of luxury here, lady, he replied, looking annoyed. Okay, don't worry, I'll just pay for the whole thing, I said. This night isn't going too well for me. I mean, it couldn't get any worse than this, right? I said to myself, but that's so I thought. I started driving with the child in the back seat and asked for her name. She was just silent the whole time. The only time she speaks is when she is giving me directions. As I was driving further down, we entered this neighborhood. The houses looked abandoned and some of the streetlights don't even work. I felt bad for the kid living in this area. While I was deep in thought, she shouted, "Stop!" I slammed on my brakes and asked what is happening. This is the place. I got confused. This is the place, but this is the end of the street and there's no house to be found. My car has this feature where it automatically locks when you shift your drive stick to drive. Let me out, she exclaimed. I replied, Hold on, sweet, it looks unsafe out there. And at my rearview mirror, I could see two guys approaching my vehicle. I can't make out their faces as they are wearing masks. When they got closer, I saw the other guy holding a baseball bat. Adrenaline kicked in, and I decided it's time to leave. I set my gears to reverse and slammed on the gas. The kid, still inside the car, was shouting furiously, "Let me out! Let me out! Let me out!" I drove without looking back and decided to drive to the nearest police station. I heard the child murmuring again on the way to the police station, and I tried to listen closely. I can barely make out the sentences she was saying, but I could hear, They will kill me. I'm not safe. It sent shivers to my spine. Can it be? This kid is part of whatever those two guys are planning? I was in deep thought again. And when we got to the police station, I told them everything. They questioned the child I was with, and with some convincing, she finally spoke and told the police everything. She told us she was a homeless kid and that the guys we saw earlier that tried to attack us took care of her, but used her to lure people in and to drop her to certain locations where they could rob whoever is dropping her. They took the child to custody, and I know that she is safe now. I was glad that my doors were locked and that even though I was too tired, I still noticed those figures approaching my car. Next time though, I'll make sure my gas is always filled up, and whenever I'll do a stop, to mind my own business. It was a cold December evening. I was driving home to visit family for Christmas. I probably been in the road for a couple of hours and the trip is starting to get boring. I've put on some music to lighten up the mood. I'm a type of person who is organized and always plan things out. For some odd reason though, I forgot to refuel my vehicle before leaving the city. I honked a couple of times in frustration. I'm in the middle of nowhere. There can't be any gasoline station in the next 30 miles, I said to myself. I decided to pull over and check my phone to see if I can find any nearby gasoline station. My cellular data is really slow and I was thinking I must be really far from the cell towers or something. Luckily, after a few minutes, my map has loaded and it says that there is a gas station around 6 miles from where I am. Yes, I shouted. I drove and headed to the said gas station. When I arrived, the gas station looked really old and it seems like it's maintained poorly. I saw the worker cleaning some shelves inside the gas station, so I decided to pull over. I guess this is the best I could get, I said to myself. I went down and started filling up my tank. I checked the time and it's around 11:30 p.m. It's freezing cold, as I said earlier, it's in the middle of December. The gasoline guy saw me shivering, so he called out, "Miss, do you want to come in for some warmth?" What a creep, I thought to myself. "I'm fine here, I am almost done filling up." He insisted though. "Come on, I can keep you company while you wait." I heard my pump click. Just in time, I said to myself. Thank you for your generosity, but I'll be on my way." As I was putting back the gas pump nozzle, I saw someone in the corner of my eye. A guy about 6 feet tall, dirty clothes, long hair, long beard. He was trying to pry open my trunk. We made eye contact, so I pretended I didn't see him while all of this is happening. I didn't notice that the gasoline guy was already out, pointing a small handgun at the guy. "Leave us alone and go, or I'll shoot you." The guy ran until he was lost in the dark. The gasoline guy invited me in as we waited for the police to arrive. A few minutes later, I've heard the police cars coming, and they arrived faster than I expected as I felt like we are in the middle of nowhere. The police did some questioning and took pictures of the damage in my car trunk. They also searched the area but didn't find anyone. When the police left, I thanked the gasoline guy and started to continue my journey back home. Up to this day, when I remember that experience, I'm just thankful that I was able to see that random guy before he was able to pry open my trunk and who knows what. And also to the bravery of that gasoline guy. What I've learned from this experience though is that next time, make sure that your tanks are full before a long drive.